What is up, guys? Rick Kackis here, and today we are going to be discussing how patrol mode is changing in Destiny 2. And that's because there has been some massive changes to the entire idea of exploration in Destiny 2, and we will be going over literally every change that has been revealed so far. So, let's get started. Now, patrol mode, in essence, or essentially the exploration aspect of the game, is keeping what you have in Destiny 1 in Destiny 2. So you can still go and do random patrol missions, you can still get involved in public events, you can still find chests and planetary materials. But this has been expanded quite a bit by several new additions coming to Destiny 2. Firstly, let's actually talk about what was mentioned earlier, public events. These are changing in Destiny 2 in their scope and function. Firstly, they are being incorporated into the new Destiny 2 map. It's kind of insane to think about the fact that we didn't have a map in Destiny. When you're on Earth, you just kind of have to know your way around. We never had any actual directions, but in Destiny 2, there will be a proper in-game map, which will show several locations, including ongoing public events. You can see from this screenshot here that there are several public events going on in the background. And not only does it show you where these public events are, but it actually also shows you how much time they have remaining by this orange line that extends around the public event symbol. So if you were this player, you can easily see from a glance that this public event near the colony area is about to complete, and it's probably not worth heading over there. However, the one further to the left is less than halfway, and that's going to be the one you want to start heading towards. So that is a hugely useful feature. Right now in Destiny, if there's a public event going on in an area right beside you, you have absolutely no in-game indication. This will change that. Furthermore, there's going to be new heroic objectives added to public events. Now, what these actually were and the rewards wasn't necessarily expanded on. It was just the announcement that there are these heroic objectives. This makes it seem like there are certain things you can do, perhaps killing the boss in a certain amount of time, or perhaps killing all of the enemies with a certain weapon. Let's say you have to kill more than half with SMGs to trigger this public event heroic objective completion. And completing the heroic objective is likely to award better rewards. Now remember, when you enter a new area or land on a planet for the first time in Destiny 2, you're not going to have anything really showing on your map. You're going to unlock new locations on your in-game map by exploring the world, and therefore, it's also important to mention that it was strongly implied that you will be able to land in different areas on these certain planets. There was a quote by Stephen Cotton, the Destiny 2 world lead, that said, quote, "Choose a landing zone and the rest is up to you." Now, of course, the choose a landing zone part really makes it seem that you can pick from several different spots on, for example, Earth to land your ship and not just go down to a certain predetermined public event area and start from there, which is really good news. Furthermore, there was two entirely new activities that are coming to this exploration model in Destiny 2. Adventures and Lost Sectors. Now, the first one was Adventures. These are, in essence, side quests given out by NPCs in the different worlds you're going to. You can see their symbol, the sword symbol, represented all over these map screenshots. So in the process of exploring these worlds, you will run into NPCs who will give you specific side quests. Now, I should mention that apparently these side quests are pretty expansive. It was said by, again, Steve Cotton, that these side quests have their own mechanics and specific rewards to outfit your Guardian. So you could actually get what are in essence strike exclusive weapons and armor that we have currently in Destiny, but specifically relating to these adventures. And of course, these certain adventures can definitely scale in difficulty depending on the level they are when you grab them. We could even have adventures that are pretty much accessible and completable only by people who have reached the max level, and that is definitely something great for the end game, especially if again these are giving specific rewards. I also think that it's important to mention that adventures are a great new tool that Bungie can use to expand on the lore. In Destiny, you had the story missions, the strikes kind of, Grimoire, and a few more things, but that was pretty much it. Now apparently Grimoire isn't coming back in Destiny 2, so you will need new mechanics and new actual activities to help explain the lore and the storyline. But not only is there the main storyline lore, but there's all of these little things that people are going to want to know. What's been happening on Earth? What's been happening on Nessus and the other worlds that we're going to go to? Well, adventures given out by these NPCs are a great way to actually have that in-depth lore discussion. You could have a specific NPC give you a mission to go and collect some just components from the Vex, or versus this kind of Vex boss, mini boss that's out in the distance, but upon doing so, he shares his research with you about the Vex. That is just a phenomenal way, and a way that makes sense to communicate new Destiny 2 lore, and that is very exciting. Now, by completing these adventures, you don't just get in-game rewards, but you also unlock our next new thing added to exploration, which is Lost Sectors. These are certain areas across the map that have a hidden treasure, an actual cache of loot that is guarded by a specific boss. You have to overcome and defeat this boss, because doing so will drop a key that you can use to open these caches and get your loot. This sounds like a really awesome addition. Again, it's another one of those end game activities, doing your adventures and unlocking lost sectors. Hopefully, and what was said by Steve Cotton is that they are scalable in difficulty. They will have different difficulties depending on the lost sector, but also apparently be very fun. Of course, if these difficulties go up to the max level and the loot is specific and great, again something like strike exclusive loot but exclusive to lost sectors, perhaps we could even have certain exotics tied to lost sectors. That would be great for the endgame, trying to go and complete these and earn the good roll on the Lost Sector exclusive hand cannon they're trying to get. All of this sounds fantastic, and is a great improvement over what we've had currently as patrol mode in Destiny. Now, something that was a question for a very long time about Lost Sectors and has only been recently cleared up by, guess who, Steve Cotton, is whether or not lost sectors would be procedurally generated or handcrafted. Steve Cotton in a tweet said that they were handcrafted, meaning that these lost sectors are in specific areas, they have specific loot and specific bosses tied to them, meaning that once you do all of the lost sectors on a certain planet, there aren't going to be any more randomly appearing. However, in that same tweet, he seemed to be really strongly hinting that procedural generation is something Bungie is looking into potentially in the future, saying that he is a fan. So perhaps down the line, we may have actual procedurally generated lost sectors in Destiny 2, where every day or every week, there may be new hidden caches on different areas on the planet to go and discover with random bosses that you can fight as well, which is super awesome for the end game and just for giving the players something to do no matter what stage of the game they're in. And lastly, kind of a cool topic to bring up, but you're going to be very intimate with these maps, with adventures, and with lost sectors in Destiny 2. And that's because you don't need to go to orbit anymore. You can simply travel from Earth to Nessus or from Earth to wherever without going to orbit. And that means that there is going to be a new directory, and it looks like just the map. This screenshot here shows a bunch of different activities. It shows that you can have destinations and your roster built right in to these world exploration maps, and what very much appears to be the Destiny directory per se, or the shorthand directory that lets you select from different activities including strikes, the raid, etc. right on this world map. So this world map is going to be essentially the new orbit screen. You can do everything from this one place. And so guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. Everything we know so far about the changes to patrol mode in Destiny 2. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Now if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing the video. I can't thank the people who actually do that enough. They are literally the reason this channel is able to exist. So thank you so much to those of you who do share and like these videos. Now guys, if you want to see more Destiny and Destiny 2 content, be sure to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at KackisHD. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.